But I do understand there's two different audiences, and you have to be aware and cognizant of what happens when you have intentionally created spaces for real conversations. You can't plan everything you say over 3 hours. That's why Joe Rogan is so popular. I also think that Joe Rogan is this autonomous person that is making his own decisions every day, has people on that he likes, and then he'll be critical of them, and he just is allowed to be a free thinker. And so that's not something that a political base can fund. That doesn't come and be built.
Exactly.
So my question is this like a new shiny object for Democrats, or is this a serious plan? And I think that is the real thing that the Democratic Party has to grapple with, because they constantly like the new shiny object. They threw every single new shiny object at the 2024 election and lost. And so I think it's time for a different plan, maybe adjacent to this plan, but I wouldn't say that this should be what we're hearing coming out of those donor retreats is let's find an influencer. Because while I understand how important influencers are in the whole YouTube space and everything online, I do think that it's an entire ecosystem. It's not just one show that's going to make major waves. What Trump did is very intentional. He allegedly or reportedly talked to his son about all the popular podcasts that his son, who is of college age, is interested in and listening to, and intentionally target every single one of those outlets in addition to whatever his team compiled. So this could be In the Weed podcast that a young male is telling him that he's interested in. So Joe Rogan was the obvious choice, but he also did like 50 others. And so I think that's important to remember, that it's not just Joe Rogan. It was an ecosystem echoing some thoughts from Joe Rogan, and that is not something that can be created overnight or with money.